I changed my mind. I don't want to do the streaker bit anymore.
9-year-old Oscar nominee.
I've known Kevin for years, but can you believe I was scared to knock on his dressing room door?
Today we're talking about Dave Chappelle speaking his mind on how he navigates through Hollywood while keeping his dignity intact. His opinions differ from those of his good friend, fellow comedy legend Kevin Hart.
I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like, when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers got to wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here.
I think you see where this is going. Realistically, I do not have any issue with men wearing dresses at any time, especially in the context of a comedy film. I personally played the role of the mother in a production of Hairspray, so I had to wear multiple dresses at the time for the show. And personally, I never felt emasculated or even like it was some sort of loss of my own dignity. But as we continue, it is very clear that Dave finds the concept itself to be out of the question for himself. With all respect, I do think that he's a legend and should have the right to choose what sort of thing when he's acting to do, but I think at the same time he forgets that male actors have been wearing dresses since literally the beginning of theater. In Shakespeare's Royal Company, every role was played by only men, and that included men dressing up as women. For whatever reason, these days people attribute it to some sort of wild Hollywood conspiracy theory, but a man in a dress can just be plain funny. This is what he has to say towards the end of the conversation.
But the minute it was clear, I was adamant. I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. Guy comes back 10 minutes later. The whole new scene. Hot damn, how did you write the scene so fast? You know, it's like, so you gotta take a stink.
He basically ends the conversation on the implication that they already had a scene ready to go if he was not going to wear the dress. All around, it's a weird situation on one hand, and I don't see why Dave cares so much, but on the other, I do understand that they should have talked to him about it a long time ago if that was something that was going to be expected for filming. I do have to say, this interview with Oprah that I showed you made the internet explode and has been making the rounds lately. Keep in mind, this interview was quite a long time ago, but they are bringing it up to talk about Kevin Hart recently wearing a dress on SNL. I will show you a photo here, but do not want to show the clip for fear of copyright. I'm sure most of you have heard of the concept of celebrity humiliation ritual. If not, some people believe celebs need to humiliate themselves in public as an induction to the Illuminati or some type of Hollywood organization, just kind of depending on who you ask. Another recent example was John Cena going out completely naked to the Oscars. The thing about conspiracies like this is they're never really well thought out. In the case of John Cena, his character in the comedy he was promoting was a stripper, and what better promotion for him than to do such a crazy stunt as strip? At the end of the day, it's really all about the signs. Whether that comes with emotional turmoil or not, I don't believe most people in Hollywood even care. And at the end of the day, I feel like that's the real problem. A lot of people are missing the main problem that Dave Chappelle ran into was that they were attempting to manipulate him out of his morals, and their only concern was that he even reiterates was that they were wasting money. At the end of the day, someone like Kevin Hart wears a dress on SNL because it gets a huge buzz on the internet and makes him relevant for at least a day trending on social media, and that kind of traction puts him in people's mind for a long time. So much so that I'm even speaking about it right now in extensive detail. I believe that Dave is actually passing along a very inspirational story and message, and he's good friends with Kevin Hart to this day, so it's likely that a guy like Dave does not hold other people to his standards. And again, there's no weird conspiracy of men being put in dresses, it's just about what someone finds funny. And the most ridiculous thing, in fact, these days I feel like it's not even that uncommon. But in the early 2000s, when this interview took place, it definitely was something that would turn heads and get people's attention and money. And I don't even personally disagree with the idea of some form of Illuminati. I absolutely believe that there is one or more groups of people out there that outright control everything that goes on in the Hollywood sphere. That seems like something that's almost questionable. The real question is if it's the same people that are convincing every man to point their finger in the wrong direction. Realistically, just take a second to think, why would they want to humiliate people that they literally make money based on other people finding the person to be be appealing. It makes no sense why they would damage their product in some sort of negative way just for some private laugh. They're only focused on the bottom line, because at the end of the day, that is really what all of this is about, the bottom line. Even if there is not some great conspiracy, people have now been convinced that there is, and that just ends up working out better for people in Hollywood than any sort of commercial they could make. It's all a ploy to draw that attention from their audiences to bring in revenue now, and hopefully in the future, if they can keep you talking about them.